Guys, what's going on? It is Ash here coming at you today in Clash Royale. Welcome to the channel. Today we are joined by Final Form back on the channel. You guys know Final Form. He is known as being one of the dominant, if not the predominant, giant beatdown player, giant minor, triple spell players out there inside the game, and so happy to have him on with a non-giant deck. This deck is so cool. I saw him playing it top ladder. I had to reach out and try to get him on the channel because this guy's just amazing. And check out this deck, guys. You know, at first glance, you're like, yeah, whatever. It's a minor kind of cycle-ish deck. But then if you look at it, it's like I've never seen a deck quite like this one. Has all three of the goblin, like, swarmy cards, Goblin Gang, Spear Goblins, and Goblins. Then it has the bats for the bait. And then it has Minion Horde as well, all paired with a minor, and the cannon cart, his secret weapon in there as kind of a strong, kind of robust defensive option that can also apply pressure at the bridge. And last but not least, he has the arrows in there. Arrows, it's a great time for arrows. No matter what deck you guys are playing, you can sub in those arrows for your zap because there's so many, not Rocketeers. Sorry, some of you guys are really triggered by me saying Rocketeer. Firecrackers out there that you can go ahead and use those arrows to you know, go ahead and even counter them so you won't have to deal with them at all instead of zap. So a lot of people are switching to arrows inside this meta. Arrows obviously are good against other cards as well. So go ahead and sub in whatever spell that you feel is most suits your ladder range. Of course, as I say with all of my decks, guys, everything I share here on the channel, do not be afraid to make changes based on what you're seeing in your ladder range or wherever you're going to use the deck. So anyway, guys, let's go ahead and wait for Final Form to find a match, and I'll be right back with you guys. Alright guys, here we go. Match number 1 is underway. Sorry, a few seconds late here, obviously going against Mortar Miner Bait. So obviously a matchup that Final Form is all too familiar with. Let's go ahead and see how he plays this deck here, responding early on to that Valkyrie, or the Mortar I should say, with the Cannon card to start things out here. I think in today's video I'm going to go ahead and try to, somebody in yesterday's video comments suggested that I start kind of zooming in when key plays happen in the match. I'm gonna try it. I think a few other YouTubers out there in Clash scene do that as well. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and try to do that when I'm editing today's video, is basically key plays, try to kind of zoom in on and see if you guys like it. If you don't, just let me know in the comments below. I'll make sure I read all the comments to try to get your feedback on that in today's video. Just to kind of give you guys, I don't know, a more zoomed in picture of the key moments of these matches. So anyway, starting things out here, again, a little advantage here for the opponent as they reload with that Mortar. Final Form goes with the Cannon cart right there at the bridge. Of course, Cannon cart does very well against Mortar, and now with no snowball in hand, seeing what big spell the opponent has, and it's poison. So it's a Mortar poison bait deck, or Mortar Miner poison bait, okay. We're going to keep putting the pressure on. Notice how Final Form continues to put a lot of pressure with those Spear Goblins in these matchups, especially when the opponent does have their small spell in hand. And why does he keep cycling these cards in the back like this? Well, anytime the opponent plays these small cards, such as Goblins, such as Bats, he's predicting them to send in the Miner, right? So here he goes, Miner to the back. Valkyrie there is at the bridge for the opponent. We go with the Cannon cart in the back and the Spear Goblin just to buy us a little bit of time. Ooh, so the opponent uses a poison there. Let's see what we can do. We arrows that, and now we can Miner Minion Horde here. We don't even miner. Okay, there's the Miner. Snowball comes down. This is a huge opportunity for us here. He has no snowball. He has no poison in cycle. That's going to allow us to get a few hundred damage. That poison by the opponent didn't really like it, right? Against a deck like this, and this is where this deck thrives. You get them to use their spell against the Cannon card or against anything other than the Minion Horde, and then you can absolutely attack with a Minion Horde. Why is he using the Minion Horde like this at the bridge? Because, well, essentially, he's forcing the opponent, hey, use your poison at the bridge, and then look at that, the arrows. And then I can supplement with arrows if you don't want to use the poison. It's a really nice combo. And see, the opponent you can tell the frustration is coming out here from Franco Medina, right? He's like, okay, so wait a second here. I'm gonna use, see, he used poison again, right? And granted, we don't have Minion Horde in hand, I don't think. I think we're still a card away from it, but we're ready to attack. No, we have it in hand. Okay, so I was wrong. Here comes the miner. Arrows are in hand. Arrows are gonna come down here. They do. And again, just chipping away at that tower ever so slowly. But even though we didn't get a lot of damage there, we're playing some defense through offense as well in this deck, right? So the opponent's not doing anything to us. They're forced to use all their elixir defending. This time we don't get that cannon cart onto the mortar, and a poison comes down expecting the minion horde. Now we're going next level mind games here, ladies and gentlemen. This is next level stuff. They just anticipated, tried to predict the minion horde with that poison. Did not work out. Good job on Final Form, just switching up his defense, switching up his habits in what he is doing inside this matchup. The predictive arrows come down, and GG. What a way to start the video. You guys can see how, especially, this is one of those decks, just gonna throw it out there, guys. This is one of those decks that takes a little bit of time. If you pick it up and you lose like 2 in a row, you're gonna have to get used to matchups, get used to how to bait out and how to use every single one of your cards correctly. But once you do, I think you'll really enjoy this deck. And hey, it's different, right? It's not a meta deck. And the good thing about non-meta decks is, well, they're usually non-meta for a reason. They're not the strongest deck necessarily in the game in terms of win rates, or they would be meta. But non-meta decks are so difficult to predict, and oftentimes using a deck like this, it's usually like halfway through the match before your opponent even has like kind of an awareness, okay, this is what they're playing, you know? So anyway, and half the time with a deck like this too, they're gonna think you're playing Graveyard because of the cannon cart, or they're gonna think you have another win condition, so they're always gonna be kind of on their toes, and that's again where this deck shines. Let's go ahead and jump into the next match if we're not there yet. Yeah, be right back, guys. But before the next match, guys, just wanted to give a quick shout out to Raid Shadow Legends, where my second channel is still growing strong. Check out my second channel in the links below. Also, download the game today using my links at the top of the description. You will get a bounty of amazing rewards you can see on the screen right now, and you still have time to take advantage by linking your Amazon Prime account to get tons of free rewards inside the game. Shout out Raid Shadow Legends. All right, guys, here we go into match number 2 against Harry. I had a little thing on my screen, so I couldn't tell if it was Harry or Happy right at the R. Anyway, Zap comes down. We start out with Spirit Goblins at the bridge. Another kind of weird side note that has nothing to do with this deck or Clash Royale in any shape or form. So I have the new studio. I moved out of my office and into my new kind of loft apartment. So the upstairs, the loft area I turned into, maybe I'll do like an office tour or something at some point, but I turned into my studio and then I live downstairs, right? So anyway, the lighting here is so weird that if I like tilt my head in a certain direction, it looks like I have like suntan marks below my eyes, like I left my glasses on while tanning. In every single one of my videos lately, you guys have been like, someone left their sunglasses on while sunbathing. And it's like, yeah, dude, I don't get out, I don't go to the beach that often in the winter here in Boston, or I certainly don't go tanning. It's just like a weird, I don't know, lighting issue or something that I have to resolve here in the office. So, I don't know, maybe, sorry guys, I'm talking through this whole match, but you know what? Maybe we'll go ahead and turn on this big light and see if that helps at all. I don't know. That might help. Anyway, giant skeleton deck we're going against here in the back. So now the light's on. See, I don't know. Maybe that's better. Let me know if you like this lighting better or the old lighting better. Guys, as always, really appreciate you guys helping me out on my channel, helping me do things that usually audiences don't do, and helping with the editing and the production value of a channel. But hey, I value you guys. I appreciate it. So we're striking first here against this matchup. It's a Knight Giant Skeleton Archer Skarmy Zap deck here by Harry. So 70 seconds remaining. So far, we've done a decent amount of damage. They have not done any. Let's really pay attention to what he's doing here in double elixir time. He goes in with that miner again, Skarmy out of hand. Also, the arrows, the goblins get to the tower. What a lucrative goblin connection, taking that tower all the way down to 216 HP. Man, just those arrows, and it wasn't even predictive arrows, just very timely arrows, keeping that miner alive for just the amount of time to get those goblins to the tower. So a poison comes down by the opponent. Good job blocking that giant skeleton at the bridge, allowing the tower to put in work defensively. What a beautiful miner placement there as well. Here we go with the cannon cart. We have arrows back in hand if we need them, but we don't need them. We're going to go ahead and use those bats, save the arrows for maybe the next miner attack. We could potentially dual lane push here with only 18 seconds left, though we don't need it, I don't think. We're going to save some elixir left on defense. The opponent's probably going to let this right tower go. They have to, and they do. We send in a miner to a naked no tower situation, but hey, now we have some king tower pressure being applied. We have a cannon cart in the pocket, and that's going to be 2 in a row. Final form does it again. There we go. Let's go ahead and check out where he is right now. Early season, but still, let's see where he is on ladder. 23rd in the world, 6,501 trophies. Be right back. All right, guys, here we go in match number 3 against LM Thunderboy. All right, Thunderboy, what do you have for us? Another mortar matchup here. So interesting to see a couple guys here playing mortar at the top of the ladder here early season. Mortar certainly a very viable deck as it has been for quite a while. So nice job on the bats by the opponent to block the cannon cart from getting a connection on that right tower. Meanwhile, our goblins were at the ready. Again, notice how against these mortar matchups, he is preemptively final form dropping those goblins, those bats, again, behind the tower whenever there are any surviving, or there are going to be any surviving troops for the opponent. When he knows he's going against mortar, he's figuring he's going against miner, but now when we see the hunter in this matchup, you don't know. Anyway, miner does indeed come in. We catch it with the goblin gang there. So far, so good. And applying some serious pressure here with the cannon cart. So cannon cart's going to be tanking for those goblins as they do engage briefly that knight, but overall pretty solid defense by the opponent here with a 1 elixir lead going into the 2nd minute of this contest. So here comes those spear goblins at the bridge. They meet face to face with that mortar, going to do some damage to that mortar as well. We send in the miner, put that miner directly onto the mortar, but he actually targets that hunter. But hey, it doesn't matter. Nice arrow value there, finishing off that mortar, making sure we keep that right tower healthy. And here comes the knight tanking for the hunter as well as the bats. Here comes the goblin barrel as well. Nice spear goblin placement, making sure we're able to avoid that goblin barrel. We wait for the hunter to lock on, and then we put those bats in, holding that hunter just to 1 shotgun shot, if you will, against our tower. Here we go again with the miner, and again we catch it with the goblin gang. So I would guess, or excuse me, the goblins. The goblins and the goblin gang and the spirit goblins again all in this deck. So we gotta differentiate between the 3 here. So 5 seconds forward, 3 seconds remaining here in single elixir time, guys. Let's see if he can make a very brief comeback and win again against mortar here. This time with the knight doing a good job, but here it goes. Okay, the poison is down, and you know what that means. It's time for the miner to come in. This time we're not going to be able to get to the tower. Hunter, the opponent having Hunter in this matchup makes it a little bit more challenging than the traditional mortar miner deck that we faced at the beginning of today's video. So here we go again, applying that pressure, realizing that knight was a couple cards away. We apply a ton of pressure there at the bridge, but again, poison comes down from the opponent as well as the knight, so potentially a minor minion horde opportunity here. Let's see what we do. Our barrel comes down, there's the minion horde, and here comes the miner. Hunter is down as well. Nice defense again by the opponent. We do get a little bit of minor chip damage, but still overall a big win for Thunderboy. Here it goes, arrows down against that hunter and the bats and crap, and here comes another hunter hit on that tower, but still the damage advantage for the opponent is not too extreme at this point in the match, so we can potentially get something going here still. Plenty of time left and plenty of HP on our tower. Let's see if they use a poison. They do again use the poison there. We go in with those goblins essentially just wasted from that poison, and a goblin gang. That was a lot of damage for the opponent there, so it ended up being a pretty good poison. That's the thing about this deck too, is right, there's a lot of poison value potential, but here we go, it's gonna be another big push. But the hunter again, hunter and knight, the opponent is doing a very skillful job of placing that hunter for the minion horde, placing the knight to guard the hunter, and then just, you know, continuing with the poison cycling and the mortar aggression on the offensive end. So they're playing this very well. Here we go again with the cannon cart and the miner. Bar barrel comes down, so does the hunter. Now they have poison in hand, but they don't have a hunter in hand. They don't have a knight in hand. Arrows go down. Can we finish off that hunter? Good time for a minion horde here, guys. They do have poison. Okay. I lied about the good time for a minion horde. They do have poison in hand, but now they have no hunter. It's like we got to keep track of the poison, the hunter. We have arrows probably going to come down here. There they go. And the mortar is going to get a hit. Oh, that Spirit Goblin eats up that mortar hit, and we do catch that miner despite the poison. Is going to mitigate the damage. And then we go in with the minion horde and the cannon cart and the miner. Miner's on the tower, arrows are back in hand. Arrows are down on that tower. Tower gets chipped away to about 1,000 HP, 1,008 remaining. This is a really close contest here. Here comes the poison cycles for the opponent. We do not have anything. Notice how he's using the Goblin Gang, even though the poison is already down, because we have to prevent that miner from getting a ton of damage to our tower unchecked with that poison. Here comes another miner poison. The opponent, they're gonna win this one. We cannot stop these miner poisons because we have so much splash in the deck. Here comes the miner, 602, 508! 508, boom, he gets it. Unbelievable. That last miner arrows with 29 HP. My man, Final Form does it again, dude. Dude, I thought he was gonna lose that. I thought that was a loss. I don't even know. I wish I could rewind to say what I said there, to see what I said there, but I was like, yeah, this one's over. Whew, that was really good, man. These are the videos that I live for on YouTube, man. 10th in the world, 6,529 trophies. Just because I kind of mentioned it, while he's searching for his next match, if he's gonna play again, I hope he will. But he's gone 3 in a row here, so it's still early season. I'm sure he'll still play, but while we're waiting for the next match, just wanted to give a quick, like, not state of the game, but state of my brain, I think. I've been doing daily uploads for Clash Royale I haven't missed an upload, not to be a downer, but I haven't missed an upload on Clash Royale any day since my brother passed away 3.5 years ago. And since then, I've had this streak alive, but I have to say that, you know, not to be cheesy or corny or whatever with you guys, but man, I still love uploading every day, and I'm really grateful for that, you know, because it's tough to cover the same game every day, 365 days a year. But at the same time, I think that, you know, bringing in these guests, at first I did it because, like, let's face it, I mean, I'm not a great player, right? So I understand the game, but I'm not the best at playing the game, right? And who knows why. I have all these pros on. You'd think I'd be a little bit better than I am, right? But either way, I think the fact that I'm bringing in guests, at first it was just a win for my channel and for my viewers, because you're seeing the best content, the best players in the world at a variety of different decks and archetypes on a daily basis. But then I was like, it's good for me. It's good for my mental health, because, you know, I love all these guys and girls who come on the channel, and for me, it's fresh, like watching them play, watching the best players, and just enjoying the gameplay for what it is. Sure, is everything perfect in the game? No, it's not. You know, I'm not pretending the game is in the best state it's ever been, but I still love the game. And, you know, I'm one of those players who I play for 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, but I don't play for hours a day, you know, when I'm not recording, but I still love it. I still think the game is incredible, and I still love covering it on YouTube, more importantly for my career, you know. And I don't know, I just wanted to kind of touch base with you guys, because I feel really lucky to still really enjoy uploading and covering this game every day. And I don't even know why I'm giving you this speech, but let's go ahead and come back at you guys when he finds another match. Alright guys, so as you can see, after that big long soliloquy by yours truly, FF had to go. He had to leave. So, he did leave some great replays, so I'm going to end this video with a replay that got him to where he is against this dude, Tux. So Tux is currently 72nd in the world, and he is also obviously a 20-game winner and a really good player himself. So let's watch from the point of view of Tux to see what it's like to go against Final Form. And he's playing a Hog Earthquake, deck. I actually shared this deck. The reason I want to show this too is I shared this deck on the channel 2 days ago. So definitely check that out if you want to. I love this deck, by the way. It's a very fast 2.6 Hog Rider Firecracker cycle deck. So anyway, here we go. Early on, I think that it's safe to say that Final Form already knows what deck he is playing, and Tux is feeling the heat. Notice again, always putting those bats behind his tower there to kind of see what the opponent does, see if they're going to use a spell, and then make a decision at the bridge. That time the decision was a snowball and a mini P.E.K.K.A, so things looking pretty good here early on, very early on for Tux, the opponent. You can see final form. You can see what's in his hand, where kind of his mind's at right now. He goes ahead and he drops that Goblin Gang, and Tux reloads with a bat in hand as well. Arrows are at the ready, though, already for final form, but he doesn't use them. He decides to go opposite lane instead and then hover the arrows. So again, arrows are in hand, ready for that firecracker, right? But he doesn't use them again, knowing that the opponent had snowball in hand. So when you watch these replays, and that's again probably better that I did share this replay, because you can see what final form is thinking just by what card he has selected. So here he goes again. Right now, Spear Goblin selected, right? And we'll see what he does here. By the way, in this version, if you haven't noticed, I'll make sure I make a note to change the deck on the overlay, but he is running a Fireball version of the deck. So, and my webcam's acting a little funky too. There we go. So here we go. Already a little bit of a damage deficit here. About 1 minute remaining. Looks like he's just kind of deciding. That's like, it's weird with a deck like this. We have so many different types of pushes we can do. We have the cannon cart with the bats at the bridge. We have the full minor cannon cart in a bunch of swarm cards at the bridge. We have a minor spear goblins. We have spear goblins alone at the bridge. So there's so many ways you can kind of annoy your opponent by putting a lot of pressure or a little bit of pressure. But hopefully you're starting to see kind of the habits that Final Form employs here when playing this deck. So here comes Firecracker for the opponent. Arrows do come down as well for Final Form, getting a little bit more minor chip damage, and then boom, just like that, we're able to get another cannon cart in hand for this Hog Rider, able to hold that Hog to no hits on the tower. We go in with a minor behind that King Tower, but we can't, unfortunately, lock onto the tower. Nice job. When that cannon cart's going to be in the same lane as that minor, obviously sending the minor to the back of the tower to try to pull those troops there is a good kind of tactic to use. So here damage is really, really close. Again, the bats coming in with that cannon cart, the arrows coming down against that firecracker, and boom, the miner coming down, landing right on that tower. Minion Horde is in hand and immediately comes down on that Hog Rider, responded to by a snowball. 984 remaining right now, trying to get more utility out of those surviving minions from the Horde. We go ahead and we keep applying pressure at the bridge. Want to make sure we have another miner in hand, and here comes that miner, switching up that miner location every time. Fireball's in hand. Fireball's going to go ahead and end things out there for Final Form. So another version of the deck if you prefer the 2-spell version with the Fireball in there. So guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you guys using my creator code CWA, trying to give back as many giveaways and fun stuff as I possibly can think of. If you have any other cool ideas on how I can help out the community or my YouTube viewers more, go ahead and let me know in the comments below. I'm open to any ideas that you guys have as well. So thank you again for using my creator code. Thank you to Final Form. Check out his player stats and profile in the show notes below. Thanks to StatsRoyale.com, and a huge shout out to Bren Chong, my YouTube partner. Check out his information as well. Thank you for watching, guys, and as always, take care, guys.